Recently, Khabib said, let's imagine Islam beats Topuria, then Topuria fights again and loses. Basically, he was a nobody at 155. Islam beat a guy who was a nobody at 155 in terms of Islam's legacy. He doesn't have much time left either. He'll be 34 soon. He doesn't want to fight Topuria or Volkanovski or someone stepping in on short notice like Moicano. Islam wants to fight big names who really deserve it, guys who have been in the 155 division for a long time. Nothing personal, but if you're moving up a weight class, earn it. Topuria's response is, Khabib knows I'm the one to take the belt from Islam. That's the only reason he doesn't want Islam to fight me. If Charles Oliveira fought Ilia Topuria, he says he'd move forward just as he does with everyone, and he knows that he's a tough guy, but lightweight is a very, very complex division. Guys have hard kicks, good jiu-jitsu, but he has my utmost respect as a person.
I realize the official tale is to be told that Ilia vacated the title. I am aware that that's how we need to tell this as fight fans. But if you weren't told that as fight fans, you just went and looked at what happened, you would have no choice but to realize he was stripped. There was nothing about the way that played out, including the fact that he was no longer champion. He was no longer champion on Saturday night when the bell rang. Are you aware of that? It might seem like a small detail, but if you look at what happened, he was stripped.
Ali Abdelaziz says, too many fighters, not enough promotions. MMA going through a recession right now. Not a good time if you have a contract. Hold on to it tight. One response is, then why'd you support UFC's side on the antitrust lawsuit whose actions helped create the current landscape?
Like Chase Hooper, you've met him a few times. You've seen him scramble in here with Luke a few times, and now we've seen a few of his fights. Do you think he has what it takes to become a champion?
Yeah, I really do. I think if he stay on this path that he's on and really believe in himself, I think he got what it takes. But, he's young. He still got plenty of time. He's a young kid, and they're giving him, like, OGs.
Yeah.
I think youth is on his side for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Succeed, if that makes sense. So even the videos of people back home watching the fights and celebrating, that meant so much more to me. Like, it was weird. I was had to explain, like, look at the belt, and I just like, oh, whatever. But I think just the messages, or like, of overcoming, the adversity or being in that situation, and just showing people that, that these things can be done. You know what I mean? And how much people really appreciating that side of things. I think that just means so much more. I guess. Got to talk to the UFC. I did mention Mosvar. He's undefeated. I like the fact that he's undefeated and, still one of the younger generation again, right? Like, undefeated. I think for the legacy, that would still mean so much. But you're right. Is that what the fans want? Is that what the UFC wants? I don't know. I'm going to need to talk to him. We'll see what happens. But, I think my hand's all good. I don't think there's any broken bones. So I'm looking to, let this heal up. Which won't take a long couple of stitches, we'll be right. And I'll get back in there soon.
At UFC 314, Volk made history by breaking the long-standing 35-year-old curse in the UFC. This so-called curse refers to the horrible record of male fighters aged 35 and older in title fights within the lighter weight classes between flyweight and lightweight. Before Volk's victory, such fighters had a combined record of 0-16 in these divisions, with none securing a championship at that age. Demetrius Johnson respects the accomplishment, but is a little miffed that maybe some people don't acknowledge the accomplishments of people like him outside of the UFC.
35 years older to become champion in 120 155 pound division in the UFC. This is it's not frustrating, but there's been other athletes outside of the UFC who've done it before. Yeah, but that just shows you how big the UFC is. Like, nobody recognizes any other organization, but that is a big feat. Being over 35, I think I'd done it against Adriano when I did the flying knee, was 36 years old. And then I defended it at 37 37, I think. When did I fight him? 37, but anywho, yeah, absolutely amazing.
DJ's argument in this context doesn't make too much sense because they're talking about a UFC record. So in that context, they wouldn't even mention fighter accomplishments outside of the UFC. But yeah, in general, fighters outside the UFC sometimes do go unnoticed because the highest concentration of the top tier fighters are in the UFC. So their work can go undervalued until they fight the top talent in the UFC. But in DJ's case, he doesn't really have to worry about that because he already has the most title defenses in UFC history with 11. So he's not inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame this year. Hopefully next. Around a week and a half out from his fight with Carlos Prates, Ian Gary calling him a quitter.
Yeah, look at this. This is a video of Carlos Prates and his true fighting spirit. It's called being a quitter. He'd just been beaten up all the rounds prior, puts his hand up, shakes his head, says, I'm done, and then just drops to the ground in absolute despair because he knows that deep down he's not a fighter.
It has a similar vibe to people calling Charles Oliveira a quitter and then Oliveira winning, but also Prates was like 19 years old and that clip was from 2012. Plus Prates isn't a quitter, that's why he hasn't stopped smoking. Dana White, like a lot of people, were very impressed with Paddy Pimblett's performance over the weekend over Michael Chandler.
Oh, dude. You like that? Wow. You like that? So, the deadline, that's how we follow that. Everybody keeps doubting you, man. Everyone, and then we prove them wrong every time. Congrats.
I don't like another husband. I don't like another man. I only like my husband, okay? Don't comment and kiss me, okay? I block you. You block, I block. Conclusion.
Fuck, you good? You're fucking black.
Oh, fuck me, I'm windy.
You're black.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Okay.
can you just don't, okay?
Sure.
Make it as... I don't want to talk about...
I made it to the UFC, signed by Dana White, oh. Yeah, I'ma go on beast mode.
I'm Pascal Kraus.
This is Eric New Breed Coat. Joe K-San. Again.